Hi, I'm Xionus and this is my analysis on how to play Monkey King. Monkey King is the newest addition to the Dota 2 hero pool, making him extremely popular right after the launch of patch 7.0. His overall popularity is based on his special ability set, making him extremely agile as well as a great early team fighter. Since patch 7.02, the hero has been significantly balanced, leading to a rather big decrease in overall win rate. Nevertheless, he's a very versatile and fun to play hero that can easily shift the battle to your favor. In this video I will give an overview on how to play Monkey King most effectively as a standard core carry hero. Boundless Strike is a point target ability that deals physical damage stunning enemies in a line while damaging them with a critical hit based on Monkey King's attack. The stun duration scales from 0.5 at level 1 to 2 seconds at maximum level. If used in conjunction with his other abilities like Jingu Mastery, Boundless Strike allows Monkey King to deal high damage while locking down the enemy during important team fights. Tree Dance is Monkey King's second trademark ability, enabling him to jump across trees. While Monkey King is located in a tree, he gains the Primal Spring ability, a channeled leap attack. If Monkey King's tree is destroyed, he falls and is stunned for 4 seconds. Tree Dance is put on cooldown if Monkey King takes damage from player-controlled units or Roshan while on the ground. When leveling Tree Dance, Primal Spring damage is increased from 100 to 340, in addition to a slow that scales from 40 to 70%. Note that the higher the tree you are located in, the larger the area of vision you will gain. In combination with mobility items such as Blink Dagger, you will be able to cover a very large area in a short time window, making you very hard to kill. Jingu Mastery is Monkey King's passive ability. Your enemy attacks are counted and grant bonus damage and lifesteal on the 4th hit for 4 consecutive charged attacks. Note that Jingu Mastery stacks with a fully charged Boundless Strike, so a combination of both skills leads to a vastly increased damage output. Wukong's Command is Monkey King's ultimate, dealing physical damage in an area of effect originating from MK's point of origin by inactivating the spell. The ability creates Monkey King soldiers that have MK's attack and only target heroes. Monkey King and all his soldiers receive bonus damage for the duration of the spell. Note that the soldiers do not receive Jingu Mastery bonuses. It is obvious that the successful execution of Wukong's command requires that you position yourself well and therefore channel the spell centered around teamfight action. Mischief is one of MK's special abilities, allowing him to disguise as many items such as creatures, trees, couriers or runes. Although it might be tricky to use this ability, it has a great potential to be used as an escape mechanism or to surprise an enemy target. Taken together, Monkey King is a highly mobile and versatile hero that can easily initiate on enemy targets while having great escapability at his disposal. However, the recent changes made to his abilities make him more susceptible to be easily killed when his skill set is not used in the most effective manner possible. Based on these observations and the overall skill set available to MK, generally accepted builds with high success rate have been established. Monkey King can be played both as a core carry on safe lane or a roaming support hero. In this guide I present a generally accepted laning build, which is the following. As Jingu Mastery is one of MK's main skills to deal damage to enemy heroes, it makes sense to max it out first and therefore invest 1 skill point at level 1. As this skill is also highly dependent on your overall ability to lock down the enemy, you invest 1 skill point into Boundless Strike at level 2. It can however be beneficial to invest 1 skill point into Boundless Strike at level 1 as an alternative to Jingu Mastery, which makes sense if you need to prevent the enemy from engaging you or your allies. Nevertheless, in most games it makes sense to first max out Jingu Mastery and only later invest skill points into Boundless Strike, as only its stun duration is increased in later levels. It is more important to increase your critical hit chance and lifesteal to have a higher survivability during ganking attempts. In terms of mobility, it also makes sense to invest 1 early point into Tree Dance at level 3 so you can initiate on enemy heroes with Primal Spring. Again, as the scaling of Primal Spring is less important than the critical hit chance and lifesteal of Jingu Mastery, you level it up last at 13, 14 and 16. Wukong's command is usually leveled at 6, 12 and 18, while talent tree skills are leveled at the standard 10, 15, 20 and 25, which I will now analyze in more detail. How you level the talent tree is highly situational and should usually be dependent on your current needs. At level 10, Monkey King can either increase his armor by 5 or attack speed by 20. Both possibilities are actually important, as Monkey King is a rather squishy hero that strives on survivability and increased attack speed. In general, choose increase the armor if you feel that you need more survivability, and choose attack speed if you feel confident enough to sustain in teamfights. The talent tree at level 15 lets you choose between plus 75 Jingo Mastery damage or plus 275 health. Again, your choices here depend on either increasing your survivability or increasing your damage output. If the enemy lineup can easily kill you, it makes sense to increase your health, which I suggest to do in most situations, as Monkey King is rather easy to kill. If you feel confident about your survivability and want to increase your chance to kill the enemy, go for plus 75 Jingo Mastery. At level 20 you can either increase your damage output by 40 or increase your magic resistance by 20%. In general, increasing your damage output makes sense if the enemy lineup does not consist of heavy nukers or spell-intense casters. At level 25 you can increase your Boundless Strike critical chance to 100% or increase strength by 25, which again follows the overall theme of damage versus survivability. I want to emphasize that the item choices you make always have to be adapted to the situation at hand and should prioritize efficiency against the enemy lineup. Here I will give an overview of the most popular items and provide reasoning for their choice. As Monkey King is a rather squishy hero as mentioned before, you are highly dependent on early game survivability items, which should always be your number one priority for this hero. Therefore, starting items like a Stout Shield, a Healing Salve and Iron Branches are usually purchased. Especially 2 Iron Branches will help you in increasing your success rate with last hits. As MK's mana pool is rather limited during the early game, you should also consider carrying a Clarity Potion to be more sustainable in lane. As soon as you can afford it, buy Boots of Speed and build a Ring of Aquila. A Ring of Aquila is important as it will relieve you from an early mana disadvantage due to your usage of Boundless Strike and Primal Spring abilities. If you play as a safe lane carry, make sure to upgrade your Boots of Speed to Phase Boots and get a Desolator and Echo Saber to massively increase your damage output and therefore maximize your critical hit chance while reducing the enemy's armor. To put it differently, a hero like Monkey King needs to increase his effectiveness of taking down enemies when he initiates on them. In most games it is also highly beneficial to buy a Black King bar for increased survivability against enemy nukes. For the late game, Boots of Travel are usually a straightforward choice, as you can easily clear out lanes and move towards important team fights, which you should always participate in. An Eye of Skadi is also a great item as it slows the enemy target in addition to your other abilities. Other damage items consist of a Butterfly, Mjolnir or Abyssal Blade. And of course, if you want to, buy that Monkey King bar for a maximum role-playing experience. If you are having a hard time in locking down enemy targets, it can be beneficial in some situations to buy a Diffusal Blade or Manta style to further increase your success rate of killing the enemy. Also, if the enemy consists of many nukes or spells like Lion's Finger of Death, it can be rather important to get an item like Lincoln Sphere to countermeasure the enemy takedown attempts. Other items such as Silver Edge can also work rather well, especially the backstab ability of this item in combination with your hero spells. As Monkey King is the newest addition to the hero pool, it has not been fully established yet how he should be played in the game. Some players argue that he's a great mid-hero that strives on good farm experience to later control the game. In some cases this makes sense, and his ability set also suggests that he can easily control the mid lane and creep equilibrium. However, the trend points towards a more general role, such as a roaming core hero or even roaming support. What is clear is that this hero has one of the most diverse skill sets in terms of mobility and damage output in the game, making him an ideal ganker and team fighter. Nevertheless, it is difficult for Monkey King to initiate certain fights, especially against nukes and tanky heroes, as he is a rather easy to kill depending on how you set up his talent tree and itemization. Therefore, make sure to get your first core item before initiating on the enemy during early game. Mid game usually depends on how well your team and you are doing. If you feel confident and invested in the corresponding damage talent tree choices, you should be able to easily take down weak targets during important team fights, which is something that you should always watch out for. Monkey King strives on a friendly lineup that allows him to execute as many hits on the enemy as possible through Jingo Mastery and Boundless Strike. Therefore, heroes that aid in locking down the enemy greatly increase his success rate in denying the enemy. As obvious examples, Slark or Crystal Maiden synergize extremely well with this hero. Other honorable mentions are Weaver or Slardar that can either chase or lock down the enemy easily. As Monkey King is in possession of a rather versatile skill set that revolves around his environment and enemy engagement potential, any hero that can clear trees can be an effective counter against his mobility. Therefore, heroes like Timbersaw, Beastmaster and Nature's Prophet are prime examples of reducing Monkey King's mobility and survivability. Furthermore, any heroes that deny Monkey King's approach abilities and execution of a successful Jingu Mastery and Wukong's command are effective against him. Honorable mentions are Morphling and Spirit Breaker that both can easily deny Monkey King. Make sure to not pick him if you encounter enemy lineups like this. Thank you for watching my in-depth analysis on how to play Monkey King. As this is a new format of my guide series, I am highly dependent on your feedback. Please also make sure to like this video, as it will greatly help me in getting higher ranked search results on YouTube. Good luck, have fun, and see you guys next time.